What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Am I the A-Hole Fridays, and you know I love doing these from the Reddit stories, and this one is a doozy. The title is very long, but essentially it's about a person that was getting framed by their coworker and decided not to say anything, but then the boss's wife found out and beat the person up. So I gotta figure out how this person is the A-Hole, but the story in itself has me intrigued. So let's get to it. So, am I the a-hole for staying quiet after my coworker tried to get me fired, only for my boss's wife to find out and beat her up in the office? I, 33 female, have been in a private relationship with my coworker, Chris, 34 male, for about 3 years. We kept it quiet to avoid office gossip, but things took a turn when Jess, 28 female, joined our team. She became obsessed with figuring out my personal life, constantly prying and making comments like, "You and Chris spend a lot of time together, and I wonder if there are any secret office couples."
NANI?
Now, first off, that's weird. Like, why are you really involved in my business like that? But, let's see how deep it gets. At first, it was just annoying, but then Jess escalated. She went to HR, falsely accusing me of using my relationship to get ahead. Chris and I had to sit through an investigation, but we were cleared. Still, the damage was done. People started treating me differently, and the office felt colder. I thought that this was the end of it. It wasn't. Dang. It is already getting real. A few weeks later, I noticed Jess getting close to our boss, Matt, 42 male. She started going on private business lunches with him and suddenly had access to things she shouldn't. Then out of nowhere, I was called into HR again. Another anonymous complaint claimed I was creating a hostile work environment. I knew Jess was behind it, but instead of panicking, I started documenting everything. When HR confronted me, I almost exposed Jess's relationship with Matt, but I decided to keep quiet. I figured she'd slip up on her own, and she did spectacularly. One night, our team went to a restaurant after work. Coincidentally, Matt's wife was there with her friends. As she was walking by, she overheard Jess loudly joking with a coworker about how Matt was wrapped around her finger and how she was getting whatever she wanted at work. That got his wife's attention.
This shit is crazy, bro.
Man, this almost sounds like a television series or something. I actually tried to warn Jess. The next morning, I pulled her aside and told her she needed to be more careful because Matt's wife had been right there when she made those comments. I wasn't even trying to be petty. I genuinely didn't want to see this turn into a full-blown disaster. But Jess rolled her eyes, smirked, and said, "Please, she's too dumb to figure anything out."
Vanity is definitely my favorite sin.
Now, I'm going to be honest, Jess is an idiot. She is definitely overly confident, because if I'm telling you what the wife said, or that the wife heard what you actually said, there's not about being too dumb to figure it out. It's already been heard. Like, whatever. I shrugged and walked away. I tried. Well, Matt's wife wasn't dumb. She started digging, and a few days later, she stormed into our office furious. She went straight to Jess's desk, threw a stack of printed out text onto her lap. Yes, she had receipts. And then she swung on her. Yeah. I'm sorry, I immediately swinging on her? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jess barely had time to react before Matt's wife grabbed her by the hair and dragged her to the ground.
When I came down,
Papers went flying, people screamed, and it got ugly fast. Jess fought back, clawing at her, and within seconds, chairs were knocked over, a monitor crashed to the floor, and someone had to physically pull them apart. Security got involved, but by then the damage was done. The cops were called because Matt's wife would not let up, screaming about how Jess was a homewrecker and that she deserved worse. HR immediately stepped in, and it was chaos. Employees were filming, people were panicking, and Matt looked like he wanted to disappear. In the end, Matt was fired for misconduct. Jess was escorted out for violating company policies, and his wife was taken out by security but wasn't arrested since Jess refused to press charges, probably to avoid more embarrassment. Wow. I'm surprised by that. As for me, I kept my job, and the office finally had a real scandal to talk about. Now, some coworkers say I was being petty by not pushing harder to warn Jess, while others think she got exactly what she deserved. I never intended for things to explode like this, but after she tried to ruin my career, I don't exactly feel bad. Am I the a-hole for staying quiet after she refused to listen? What? No. What? I'm starting to get a little confused by this am I the a-hole thing. I think these people just like writing stories, even though they are entertaining. I'm not going to lie. But how are you? Like, no one's calling you petty for real. If you warn somebody, there is no way on God's green earth if somebody says, oh, you should have pushed harder. Why? This is the same person that kept reporting me. I did a courtesy by saying, hey, yo, you said something too loud, the wife didn't heard, you might want to watch yourself. Oh, no, you don't want to listen. Okay, cool. You running around the place arrogant, bragging about what's going on with you and the boss. That's a no off rip. Like, what you think was going to happen? Somebody was going to snitch anyways. Whether the wife jumping down your throat or one of the excuse me, one of the co-workers talking about it. Why? Because that's not something that's supposed to happen in the office. Like, what are we talking about? But shout out to the wife for coming with the receipts and automatically putting foot to butt, hand to mouth. You know what I mean? Like, just getting it cracking. No time to explain. Whoop tell first, take questions later. You dig? But I have to ask y'all this. Maybe y'all can respond and tell me this. Why do people scream when a fight is going on? I could probably do a compilation of it, but every time a fight breaks out, you have people in the back are going like, stop, Why? Let them work it out. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed the story. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments section and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody. Peace.